Look back here! Hasadori!
You might be wondering what in the world happened there, and I would like to ask the same thing. So let's actually discuss this particular issue with me today, because I will be talking about one of the most famous Junji Ito's work, UZUMAKI. Before we go into those controversial stuff that we have been seeing nowadays, let's go back to 2019. It was when Crunchyroll first announced the anime adaptation of Junji Ito's one of the most famous work of his, UZUMAKI, and we have director Hiroshi Nagahama picking up the role as the director of this 4 episodes long anime horror adaptation of UZUMAKI. This was announced in 2019, and with a lot of delays, we finally got to the point where people are being very impatient. And now that we already got the actual first 2 episodes, well, people are not satisfied. And with the delay that has been happening all this time, looking at what in the world are these, it's very much unfortunate for the fans, because this has been one of the biggest and the most anticipated Junji Ito's work. Just by watching the trailer itself, you can feel like, oh my gosh, finally a Junji Ito work that is not bad anime adaptation, by the way. Because apparently, according to the fans, Junji Ito's work that has been adapted into an anime has been, well, very much cursed. Not in a good way, like not in the horror way of those stuff. It's just that the animation, the adaptation are just bad. And now that we finally got the first 2 episodes of UZUMAKI, well, it seems like the curse hasn't been lifted. Junji Ito has been going through a lot of questionable anime adaptation of his work, and now with UZUMAKI being one of the most highly anticipated work of his, let's just say this has been a huge letdown as well. Alright, a lot of people has been expecting a lot of stuff because of the first teaser or the first trailer that has been shown, where they're using a very unique way of adapting Junji Ito's work, which is rotoscoping. Rotoscoping is not new in anime industry, but it's also not something that has been frequently used. And with UZUMAKI taking the entirety of the rotoscoping idea into the entire anime, we are able to see the fluidity of each movement of each character, which made this particular anime feels kind of satisfying to look at, but at the same time, there's this weird feeling where you watch a very smooth looking anime, it looks too smooth, that it makes you feel like, I'm not sure if you guys understand that, but yeah, it's very much needed. And also, not to forget, the entirety of this particular anime is just black and white. Apparently, according to director Nagahama, he has always wanted to work with black and white, but the Japanese animation industry just won't let people do it. And people are going to go like, is this something wrong with my TV? But apparently the producer of this particular anime just go, sure, go ahead. So they went with the black and white type of animation. So we got this. I'm not saying that it looks bad. I'm not saying that it is the best, but I will say it's pretty unique. Let's talk about the first episode first, because the second episode will need a whole segment about it. So let's just finish off with the first episode, because it's the most okay thing in this particular series. So we have the first episode. It looks great. It looks pretty decent. The rotoscoping techniques that this particular episode looks, if you guys didn't know, director Nagahama is very much popular with his work Flowers of Evil, which use a lot of rotoscoping techniques that give the series a very distinct look. Now that this particular technique is being applied to an anime with horror genre and a black and white color scheme, and the first episode goes by just fine. We have some great moments, we have a lot of great looking cut with how impressive each rotoscoping cut looks like. The first episode has a lot of great artworks. Still frame looks amazingly drawn. The first episode basically a pretty decent adaptation of Junji Ito's work. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I'm not saying that it is the best thing ever happened to Junji Ito's work. Most of the time, they pretty much just copy-pasted the original manga as the storyboard for this series, which again has no creativity at all, but sure thing. We would like to see the good looking panel being adapted with justice, and that's what they shown in the first episode. Most of the iconic looking panel in UZUMAKI manga has been adapted wonderfully in the first episode of UZUMAKI. Overall, first episode is not bad at all. It looks great, it looks pretty nice, it looks alright. But then when we jump into episode 2, here is where the problem occurs. Because what in the world am I looking at? It just feels like it's another different show. It's a whole different show than what I've seen in first episode. It's like as if the first episode stuff just quit. Oh wait, I think that's literally what happened. Yes. Apparently, according to the producer of UZUMAKI himself, here is a statement made by him. It's fine, we knew this would happen. I can't talk about what went down, but we were screwed over and the options were A. Not finish and air nothing and call it a loss. B. Just finish and air episode 1 and leave it incomplete. C. Run all 4 warts and all out of respect for the hard work. We chose C. After waiting so long, it makes sense people would be mad. Unfortunately, I can't tell them who to blame it on, but someone is definitely at fault here, and we all just had to do our best when things imploded. Maybe others would have made different choices, but we did the best we could with what we had. But again, a lot of people worked very hard on this show, and I didn't think the actions of just 1 or 2 people should be the reason it never saw the light of day. Maybe that's the wrong choice, I truly don't know. But those people have a right to be annoyed and disappointed. I'm glad you're digging it. Before we go forward to the video, let's talk about Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. You guys can now pre-register through the link in the description below so that you guys can get a lot of rewards when you guys actually play the game, when it actually releases globally pretty soon. So if you wanna join the Discord server for more information related to this particular game, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get released pretty soon, go join through the link in the description below and enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. Now with the video. Basically, the producer, Jason DeMarco, said, alright, you guys have the right to complain about this shit, because what happened with this particular show is just unfortunate. In case you guys didn't know as well, after looking into the first and second episode stuff list, it has huge change. So for the first episode, we have the director Hiroshi Nagahama working on the episode, and for some reason second episode is Yuji Moriyama. And not only that, the animation studio as a whole literally changed. It went from Fugaku Studio to Akatsuki. It's literally a studio shift between 1 episode. How is that even possible? In this series, there's only 4 episodes, and this particular studio can't even handle 1 and had to shift it over to a whole nother studio to work on it. And well, what we got is just unfortunate. We got some goofy looking animation, we have a lot of questionable looking shots, and that is what making people mad. Me personally, I don't mind, because I'm not a really big fan of this show. I just find it funny how bad it looks compared to the first episode, because it's just so funny to look at. It's like as if I'm watching a whole nother show. It's like as if the director himself just dipped after working on the first episode. It's the Junji Ito curse. I don't know what happened, but well, that's just unfortunate. Not only the animation looks bad, the entirety of the episode is just cramming up a lot of manga chapters into 1 episode. They're just rushing everything. At this point, it feels like the whole delaying stuff is just pointless, because what we got right here doesn't look like it's a 5 years worth of animation. But again, I'm not here to disrespect any of those people. I'm just saying that they work their best, and someone in the higher up definitely messed up with some stuff, and they had to just release this half-baked animation. So that's very unfortunate. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's hope for the best for the 3rd and 4th episode, and let's see if I need to make another video talking about how bad the animation will be. So let's hope I won't make another video about it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.